Hello. Today I'd like to introduce you to Colleen Jackson, the city's Chief Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Officer, who joined the city's management team on June 1st. Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, or DEI, is one of the city's 5 priority areas. Internally, we've been working to assess our processes and practices. In doing so, City Council and I concluded that it was important to have an experienced professional to help us define our goals, undertake a more structured internal DEI assessment, and create a roadmap for the work ahead. We are delighted to have Colleen Jackson join us as the city's first Chief DEI Officer. Colleen will help lead the institutionalization of our DEI principles in everything we do, from workforce development and diversity training, to recruitment and hiring practices, to procurement policies and community engagement. She brings to this position relevant professional experience, a vision for what needs to be done, and a deep dedication to advancing the DEI work here in the city. Thank you for joining me, Colleen, for this month's Mayor's Report. Can you share a little bit about your background and how you will draw on that for the work ahead?
Yes, well, thank you for having me. I'm so happy to be here. And I come to Shaker from the Cleveland Playhouse, where I was the Director of Community Partnerships and Programming. Now, in that position, I helped lead the DEI charge at the institution, internally and externally. With community partnerships, which I view as relationships, part of that job was to make sure our partners understood our DEI priorities and then to share our ideas around diversity, equity, and inclusion. This involved advocacy, education, internal reviews of practices and policies, and to be honest, having difficult conversations.
I like your view that partnerships are really all about relationship. That approach will certainly help ease those sometimes challenging conversations we know are coming. This is a brand new position for the city. How do you see the first few months of your job playing out?
Well, my hope is that my work here, among other things, will make the city a better place to live and to work. So I imagine my first few months will be a lot of listening, both to the residents and to the staff. The work of diversity, equity, and inclusion is ongoing work. It does not end, and it requires active participation from all stakeholders. My goal is to make change that is both necessary and sustainable. So this means deeply examining practices, policies, and procedures to determine what changes are necessary, and then implementing those changes on, you could say, good soil. And any gardener can tell you that that is hard work, but it's worth it.
It's a good reminder that this DEI work is both ongoing and long-term.
Mm-hmm.
What excites you the most about this role?
Oh, so many things. I am so excited that this role will give me an opportunity to use my unique skill set in a dynamic way. I'm a professional actress. I'm a director. I perform locally, nationally. I'm an arts educator. I'm an artist. And what I've learned is that empathy can teach as much as a textbook can. Maybe even more. I know the power it possesses to open minds and hearts, and that's what's necessary to do this work well. I have witnessed, experienced that empathy, and I'm excited to put that into practice here in Shaker Heights. We don't have time to go into the rest of what I'm excited about, but just know I'm thrilled to be here in Shaker. I know we have a lot of work to do, and I'm ready to get busy.
Well, thank you, Colleen. We are delighted to have you join us, and we look forward to what is ahead as you help us evaluate our work through a DEI lens. Having so many conversations with you, I know there's much more for you to share about yourself. The good news is that residents can look forward to learning more about Colleen in the fall issue of the Shaker Life magazine. That issue will include an in-depth interview with you so everyone can get to know you even better. With that, I hope everyone is enjoying the gradual reopening of the city and relishing the chance to reconnect with family, friends, and neighbors. I look forward to catching up with you around town or perhaps at a block party this summer. Thank you, and be well.